Hello, my name is Kindson Munonye, the application developer, and in this video I'm going to explain user authentication and authorization in PHP, MySQL using Dreamweaver. So please, if you find this video informative for you, please like my video, favorite, comment and share as well. And so want to look at these two topics, authentication and authorization, because for many newbies in PHP it's been a problem, so I decided to prepare this video to clarify in a very simple way how to use these features. So what are the considerations in terms of authentication and authorization? First, just to give a simple definition, authentication has to do with granting user access to a system, granting user access to the system or to an application. But authorization means authorizing users to particular areas or sections or pages of this application. So a user might be authenticated, but he has to be authorized to access particular resources. So what do we consider in this case? Now in PHP MySQL using Dreamweaver, user details has to be maintained in MySQL database table. So the first thing, you need to maintain the database of users in a table in MySQL database. This user details information will have to contain these three fields: username, password, and access level. These three fields are compulsory if you want to use authentication and authorization. If you use username and password, for sure you can authenticate, but when it comes to authorization, you need access level. And now when a user is created or registers in the system, the values are stored in these three fields. The username is stored, the password is stored there, and the access level is stored. Access level might be guest, member, admin, or moderator, or what have you. So when the user logs in, the value of the username and password entered are checked against the ones stored in the database, and if there's a match, the user is logged in, else the user is redirected to an error page. So at each point in time, the user's username is checked against the one stored in the database, and he's allowed access if there is a match. Now for authorization, when a user tries to access a restricted page, his username is used to look up his access level in the database. So when a user tries to access a restricted page, now the username is stored in a special variable called session variable. This I will explain in a minute. So this check against the content of the database is always done using the username that has been stored in the session variable. Then his access level is then used to check against the required access level for the page. If there is a match, the user is allowed and he is directed, and if not, if there is no match, he is redirected to an error page. So take a look at this. These are the steps you need to take. I made it into 3 simple steps to be able to use authentication and authorization in your application. The first one, create a table in MySQL database with the fields username, password, and access level, and in Dreamweaver, create a login page that allows users to enter username and password. In the pages, add access restriction to check username, password, and access level. So these 3 things has to be done. Now here comes these 2 important variables. $section username. This variable stores the username. the last section, user group. These are variable stores the access level. So for access to different pages, the user does not have to log in a number of times. This 5 times. Assuming he wants to access 5 pages, he doesn't have to enter his username and password 5 times. No, if he enters it once, it's stored throughout his section in this variable. So this helps you to display the logged on username and access level right there on the page. So let's go to Dreamweaver now and then do a hands-on tutorial practical on how we can use this. So let's go out to Dreamweaver. Okay, so here we have a number of pages I've created for this tutorial. So let me just take you around what we are going to work with now. Let's preview this thing. F12 to preview. Okay, so this is it. Home, that is index page. Register, registration page for new users. Members of PHP is a members page. Admin is the admin section. Login is the login page. So the idea here in this demo is for us to create 2 access levels: member for members and those that have access to the members area, and then admin access level for the admin user group. So for persons who are not in the admin access level, they should not have access to the admin area. And for those that doesn't have the members access level, they should not have access to the members area. So let's go ahead to start. So this register helps us to add a new user to the system. So let's go ahead to implement this. I've already set up the pages, and I've already created this table in MySQL database. So the first thing I want us to do is for us to maybe we just add some text in the home page or the index page. And that is the first step. Let me copy this and add there in the index page. Okay, so no, okay, so we have this right there in the index page. Don't know why. Let me change the height to the width to something smaller. Okay, so there is what we have. So now let's start with working with the login page. So let's create the login page so that users will be able to log in. To do that, you have this icon here, authentication. Sorry, we just have to add insert data object user authentication login user. So before we do that, we need to add a form to our page, and form from forms form, and we go back to PHP to data. I have here login user. Okay, we must have 2 fields for username and for password, and to do that we go back to forms, and then this will be txt username, and the label will be username. Okay, so it's just fine. So for password we have another text box, txt passwords, and the label is password, and that's fine. Okay, so now we save, and then we can add the login user logic or server behavior to this page. To do that, we go to data and we go to this icon here, and we have login user, and we have this dialog box. So username field is txt username, password field is txt password, validate using, okay, we need to create a connection. We need to create a connection to our database. So MySQL, from database, MySQL connection, I call it Auth. Okay, the server is localhost. I've gone through this in a different demo. The username is root. DemoDB is the name of the database. So we have these two tables. So we are going to use TBL users table. So let's get back to our form. Meanwhile, we want to add a button that submits this form. Sorry, not this. I don't need this. A button, okay, a button. We call it BTN login. Okay, and the value should be login. Okay, so let's get back to add the login behavior, and that I'll do by adding the login behavior data user authentication, or maybe I'll just use the menu to make it easier. Just go to insert, come down to data, user authentication, login user, and we'll have this validate using connection auth, the connection we just created. The table we are going to use here is TBL users table. Username column is username, okay. The password column is a passcode, okay, and that's just fine. If login succeeds, go straight to the members area. Go straight to the members area. And if login fails, we go to the access denied page we created previously. Okay. So now we have this okay, so you say okay, and that's just fine. So now we can log in to the page, and if we log in successfully, we get to the members area. If it fails, we get to the access denied page. So maybe we'll just test this and see how it works before we proceed to something else. So I press F12 to test. Okay, so we get to login. Meanwhile, we've not got any user on the database, so we may not be able to log in. So let me just try. Enter random numbers, login, and there access denied. So login again. Of course, we will not be able to log in. So let's go to the register, and there we can create a new user. So that brings us to the next step. We want to work on this registration page so that we will be able to add a new user, and in that way we will have users that will be able to log in. So to do that, we go to Insert, Data Object, and we have Insert Record. We use the form wizard. Connection, we use Auth, then TBL users. After inserting, we go to, let's go to the home page. After inserting our record, let's go to the index page. Okay, so we have all of this that has been set. Say okay, so we have this form created for us. So we'll go ahead to upload these files, and then we create a user and try to use the login to test what we've done so far. So again, we press F12 to start. So now we go to login. For sure we can't log in, so let's go to register. We want to register a new user. Let's say KM CODES, that's my user ID. Kindson is my name. Munonye is my surname, and I would like to choose the username to be my email address, kmcodes@yahoo. kmcodes@yahoo.com, and the passcode I should have made this test field to be password field. Okay, access level for this user is member. So we've inserted this record. So now if I go to login, I use my email to be my username. Let me enter a random password, and for sure it doesn't allow me access. So let me enter the correct username and password and see what happens next. If we are successful, we'll be having issues here. Okay. So say you don't have access to this page. Okay. Let's take a look at the login server behavior in the login page. Okay, this is the login page. Okay. So I think, okay, let's take a look at the login user. So we have passcode. Okay, if it succeeds, go to this. Okay, username column, this users. Okay, password, access username based on username and password. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at the data inserted. So let's just say view data. So we have access level to the member. Okay, so here you see this yahoo.com. This is where the problem comes from. All right, so what do? Let's use the correct username, that the exact username in the table. So let's go back to test our application again. F12 to test KM codes. Remember, it's double O. That's the error. So So if we are successful, we'll get to the members page. So members area. Let's just get back. So assuming I enter the wrong password, access denied. Okay. So now we want to now restrict access to the admin page. Meanwhile, if we get to the admin page, I think for now it's accessible by everyone. Let's see how it works now. Let me press F12 so that we test this application once more. Okay, so now if I go to admin area, I'm there, administrator control panel. But we want to restrict this to admin users only. So I'll get to do that. To do that, I'll go to the page, admin page, and what I'll do is to add access restriction. And to do that, I'll say insert data objects, user authentication, restrict access to page. Restrict access to page. And now I'm restricting access based on username, password, and access level. Username, password, and access level, and I'm going to define an access level now. So access level has to be admin. Access level has to be admin. Okay, so if access is denied, go to access denied. Okay. So what it's telling me is that in the login page, I need to log in using the three. I need to log in using username, passwords, and access level. And access level is access level here. You see here, username and password and access level. Get level from access level is a field access level in our database. So now if we go back to the admin page, we'll be able to restrict based on these three. So let's get here. So we have this username, password, and access level, and it works fine. So now if a user does not have the admin role, he will not be able to log in. Let's also go to the members page. For the members page, we restricted based on username and password. So let's save all of this and see how it works. So now I want to start with the home page. I press F12 to preview this, and I have to go to home. Okay, home. Now admin area, access denied, members area. Members area, fortunately we need to restrict access to it too. So let's go to members area. So this members page, we want to add, insert access restriction, restrict access to page based on username and password. I just want to restrict access based on username and password, and if it fails, it gets to access denied, and that is just fine. So let me upload this thing and then we go ahead to test it. Okay, so we have this members area, access denied, admin area, access denied, register for sure I can. And now if I go to members area, access denied, and I log in with my username and password, I should be able to go to the members area. But still, I'm not able to go to the admin area. But members area for sure, I can go to members area right now. So let me create another user that'll be an administrator. So go to register, user ID, let me say, okay, so first name, same surname, username is so the passcode, let's say 2323. Now access level admin. Access level admin. Insert the record, and that's just fine. So now from home, members area, we are still in members area, and somehow I'll add a logout link somewhere, but I want to test the admin. So this admin area access has been denied. So if I log in with this admin account I created, it goes to the members area, okay. But now I go to the admin area, it says welcome to the admin control panel. Now if we please, I need to add logout control so that we'll be able to log out, although it's not part of this demo, but so that you will just know that the functionality is there for you to use, be able to log out from the page. Maybe I'll just add it here in the home page. So it's saying insert data object user authentication logout user when a link is clicked, and when you log out we go to it throws us back to the login page, and that will just be fine. I have this logout here in the home page. Okay, so if I upload this thing now and I preview the site, F12, access denied. Okay, let's go to login. So if I log in with this user that is just a member, I get to the members area, but I'm not able to go to the admin area. And now I can just log out. Okay, so log in with the admin user, and then the admin user will be able to go to the admin section of the site. So I can still go to the admin control panel. So I hope this video has been beneficial for you. That is how to do user authentication and authorization in PHP MySQL using Dreamweaver. I hope you've benefited from this video, and I would like to thank you for viewing. But please don't forget to like my video, comment and favorite my video. You can also subscribe to my channel that is just below this video. So thank you for viewing, and watch out for my next demo.